What's up, you guys? Welcome back. Today I'm super excited because we're gonna be doing a full face testing a bunch of brand new makeup. We have a lot of hot new releases. A lot of this stuff is like super viral. I keep seeing it over and over and I'm like, all right, let's just try them all together so I can tell you guys the tea on what's good and what's not. And we're just gonna test everything out together today. So if you guys have not already, be sure to subscribe to my channel, click the little bell right next to the subscribe button so you're notified of all my future uploads, and let's go ahead and get started. I have Mikayla's whole point of view line here. I have actually been using this stuff for about a month now. So if you guys want to see like first impressions, like when I first get stuff, be sure to follow me on TikTok and Instagram. It's both at Kelly Strack Official. You will find me on both of those because short form content can be filmed a lot quicker. So I kind of get my first impressions on there, but now that I've actually got to use it, I can save like the full review for you guys because the first impression is great, but also being able to use something for like a good chunk of time, which I think it has almost been a month since I've had these, you can definitely give like a more well-rounded review. So first product is the Soothing Priming Milk. So this is basically like a milky toner. It's very light though. Like this is truly like a water consistency. I've tried milky toners that some are thicker than this. Most of them actually that I've tried are thicker than this. This one is very light, but I actually like that as makeup prep because it's gonna soak into your skin very quickly. You don't have to wait for this to like soak in, and it definitely is deeply hydrating. All of these products deeply hydrating. So me as a dry skin girl, that's a dream. If you have oily skin, I can't speak to how that's gonna work on your skin, but for me, they definitely amp up my hydration, and you guys will see the glow kind of build as I use these products for sure. So that's the first step. The next product we have is the serum. So this is the Nourishing Glow Serum. So I'm gonna go in with this on my skin. I need to get a little bit more out of here. Definitely gonna amp up the glow of your skin. Kind of almost has like an iridescent finish to it. And again, it's gonna feel cooling, hydrating, and give you a glow. Now, although these are marketed as skin prep, honestly, I don't think you need to like get up in the morning, do your full skincare routine, and then go in and use all these steps on top of like a normal skincare routine in the morning, because we basically had like, again, a milky toner, then we had a serum, and now we have a moisturizer. This is the Whip It Hydrating Whipped Cream Moisturizer. The coolest part about this is this packaging is really cool. I've never seen this. You twist it, and then there's like a little stick in here that you use to get your moisturizer out of here. So instead of having to dip your fingers into the jar, you can get it right on here. This moisturizer is definitely hydrating. Also another thing that I should say about all of these products is they have not caused me to break out. I've had a pretty good skin month, I gotta say. And I've tried a lot of new products this month and have not had a single breakout. I'm sure I'm gonna literally get one tomorrow now that I'm saying this. I shouldn't be saying it, but these do not make me break out, which is great. Very moisturizing and hydrating. Now, once you've applied those three products, I would wait until you go in with the next product. And you know what, while that's soaking, I'll go in with Amp It, which this is the Amplifying Lip Ampule, which I actually love to put some sort of like lip oil or hydrator on my lips while I'm doing my makeups and while we get to the end and I'm ready to put my lip on. My lips are hydrated, and this also helps to not get like foundation and like products all over your lips because it kind of acts like as a barrier. Okay, now for the primer. Why I like the primer, I can't speak. Why I like the primer is this goes on very similarly to all the other products. Feels hydrating, feels moisturizing, a bit cooling to the skin actually. But then once spread out, it turns into a more tacky, like, I don't wanna say sticky because it's not overly sticky, but definitely like that tacky consistency that is going to adhere your foundation onto your skin, but it doesn't feel like that at first. I think first when they started making these like tacky sort of primers, they went on feeling sticky, and nobody likes to like feel that like when they're putting their products on, where this goes on like a serum or like moisturizer would, but then let it set down, which I mean, you really only need to wait like about 30 seconds, I would say. And then you'll start to get that slightly tacky consistency. That's great to like adhere the rest of your complexion products to your face, and again, gonna work as a really nice primer. So that is personally my favorite product. This I have used like nonstop. I've been reaching for it more than pretty much any of my other primers. I really like it. But like I said, all the products, honestly, I have been very impressed with. I think they work really well, specifically with my skin type, which is normal to dry, especially because I do like a glow to my skin. So if that's something that sounds like it would interest you, then I would try them out. I've been very impressed with the products, and I think that they work quite well. Do I think you need to use every single one of those products to prep your skin for your makeup? No. It's certainly a robust routine to have all of those steps, although, I mean, I think my skin like speaks for itself. It looks quite glowy, hydrated, and ready for products to be applied. So let's jump in now. We are definitely going for a glowy look today, so we're just gonna keep it on glowing. These are the new Urban Decay Face Bond Luminizers. I have this one in shade Space Cowboy, which that's actually one of my favorite eyeshadow shades from Urban Decay. It says shake well, but I feel like this is like not even really that liquidy. I don't know, but this is a face luminizer. I love their Face Bond foundation from Urban Decay. Very different though. Like if you like glowy, you're not gonna like that one. That is a good matte foundation, however, but even if you have dry skin, it's not gonna make you dry, whatever. Ooh, that's besides the point, because today we're trying out the luminizer. So I'm gonna use this kind of as like my base before I go in with my complexion. And let's see how this looks on the skin. Ooh, okay, glow. Very pretty. I've also been in like my brush era too, which is very weird for me because if you guys have watched me, you know I have been a beauty blender girly forever, but I've actually really been liking using a brush on my complexion. This looks really pretty. That just amped up the glow even more, but it's not too much. Because sometimes you never know with these luminizers. I was wondering if it was gonna be like insanely glowy and it would just be too much to be applied underneath the foundation. But this one isn't, like just gave a really pretty glow to the skin. I love that. Looks like really nice and healthy, and these come in a bunch of different shades. But like I said, I am using Space Cowboy. Okay, now before we jump into the rest of the makeup, I do wanna thank Dime so much for partnering with me on this section of today's video. I've actually tried a lot of their products over the years, and you guys know better than pretty much anybody else that I try new makeup, new skincare, new products all the time. And it's so important that I have a good product that can actually remove all of this makeup off of my face. And even when it's not new products, I certainly wear a lot of makeup when I'm doing like my full glam looks, and this is going to remove all of your makeup, even including waterproof. So especially as we move into summer, I wear like waterproof mascaras and stuff a lot more, and those can be such a pain to remove, but the Dime Nourishing Cleansing Oil is fantastic. It gently removes your makeup. It's not gonna cause you any itching or burning. It has organic ingredients, and it's a 2-in-1 cleanser and makeup remover, so it's going to get all of that makeup off. It literally like melts your makeup. You wanna just basically apply a couple pumps of this onto dry skin, and you will watch it literally just like melt your makeup away. Also will even remove sunscreen, but it's not going to strip your skin of its natural oils, not gonna dry you out. And it has gentle and exfoliating ingredients in it to help purify your pores and prevent buildup, while also hydrating and balancing your skin barrier. So if you're in need of something that is actually going to get all of your makeup off, not irritate your skin, but still keep it hydrated and actually clean it, I would highly recommend the Dime Nourishing Cleansing Oil. You guys can get this at Ulta, and you can also get it at dimebeautyco.com. All right, up next, we are going to be trying the Milk Skin Tint. This is their Grip Gel Tint. I have heard so many things about this, and I've had this in a pile of like all my new stuff to try, and I've been wanting to try it so bad. So today's finally today we get to see, because a lot of people have really been loving this. I have it in shade 6. Hopefully that works. It doesn't look too off. So let's see. We got a lot of gripping products today too, because we obviously have all those gripping skin prep products. I'm gonna just go in with that much. I can feel that I have like a little hair on my face, but I can't see it. Oh, I think I just got it. All right. That's always like the most annoying thing. Okay, let's apply and see. Okay, coverage. Does it call it yeah, gel tint? I thought it was gonna be like, whenever you see like skin tint, I always like find that they are like a watery consistency. This one is not watery whatsoever at all. Definitely like feels thicker. However, blending out beautifully and giving a really nice coverage. Just definitely does feel a little bit thicker on the skin than your normal skin tint would, but it looks really good. It kind of is reminding me of like the It Cosmetics CC cream, which I absolutely love. Definitely like, it's a CC cream, so you think, oh, it's gonna be really lightweight, and it's not necessarily super lightweight, but it gives a good coverage and like makes your skin look really good. And that's kind of the same category that I would put this in. Like, I feel like my skin looks really nice with this, but I wouldn't necessarily classify it as a lightweight product. So it depends on what you're looking for. For me, I would definitely use this again. Like, I feel like this looks really nice on my skin, and the coverage is really good. Like, I would not need to go in with any additional products. I obviously would use concealer underneath my eyes, which we do have a new concealer to test out, but anywhere else, this made my skin look fabulous. Like, my redness is gone and any sort of problem areas are covered. So I like that. All right, let's try these new concealers. These are from Morphe. I have 2 of them. I have Ivory and Buff. Let me see which one I think will be better. This one might be a little too dark, actually. You know what? Let's mix them together and let's just see it. This is their Wake Up Artist. Is that what it's called? Yeah, Wake Up Artist Under Eye Correcting Concealer. So I'm gonna use shade 3N in my inner corner, which this looks like it's gonna be way too light. It's giving like really, really bright, okay? And then I have 4C, which looks a bit darker. Oh no, I should have just used 4C in general, okay. I don't love these frosted glass like containers, because like this looks a lot darker in this container than it actually is, so it can be very deceiving for the colors. But that's why I do these videos, so I can test them out. and let you guys know. So now you know. This I am gonna blend with a beauty sponge just because I want everything to blend together. Let's see how this works. Blending easily. Definitely looks brightening, but again, keep in mind we use a really light shade, so that also is gonna make it look bright. But sometimes when you use a really light concealer, it kind of like highlights your under eye circles rather than actually concealing them. I think this actually did a decent job. It's not full coverage, but I would say about medium, and does not feel drying or anything underneath my eyes, which I like, although it's not necessarily like a glowy concealer, but I do certainly see the brightening aspect. And I actually think that looks quite nice underneath my eyes. I would probably just use this 4C. The other one is a little bit too light, so just double check your shades. However, I think this looks like a nice concealer. I like it, and I will certainly use it again. Okay, up next, Anastasia gave us new contour sticks. So these are the halftone smooth blur contour. So I have this one in shade, oh no, maybe is the shade I have halftone? Okay, yeah, the shade I have is halftone. This is called the smooth blur contour. The shade actually looks like pretty, I was gonna say it looks pretty perfect. It's a little light. However, I think we'll be able to make it work. Actually, I think this actually might be a nice little balance. Super cool tone, but it's a contour, so it should be. It's not a bronzer. So this, if you want something that's gonna give you like a bronzy look to your skin, not gonna be the product. If you want something that's actually gonna contour and emulate like a shadow on your face, you want something that is more cool, like this, definitely more like gray tones in there. Let's blend it out and see. Okay, yeah, definitely giving contour. So this shade actually I think could work for me. If you are my skin tone or perhaps a little bit lighter, this is probably the shade that I would go for you. Because again, we're not looking to bronze, we're looking to create a realistic sort of shadow on the face, which is why we wanna go with something that's a little bit more cooler. For myself personally, I typically like to just use a more bronzy tone, and I kind of just put a bronzer in the areas that you would normally contour because I'm not necessarily looking to create that shadow. I just kind of like bronze my face in that way because I like a bronzy look. But for when I want to contour and not necessarily bronze, this is really, really nice and blended out really seamlessly, which is very nice too. Okay, wait, hang on. Because I'm looking on their website. I'm on Sephora's website and it's only showing 4 shades of these. Is that all they came out with? Okay, yeah, so the one that I used is halftone, which is fair to light skin. I probably would want to try shadow, which is for light to medium skin, which is the second shade, but then they only have 2 more shades. So there's only 4 shades in these. I feel like in 2025, we could have came out with more shades, especially from a high-end brand. This is an expensive product. You know, they have the budget to be able to create more shades. I obviously understand when there's smaller brands, indie brands, whatever, that don't have the budget to come out with 57 shades of something. That's a different scenario, but Anastasia does. We could have had like at least 6, 7, 8 shades of this. Maybe they're coming out with more. It's not a foundation. I don't think we need 50 shades of it, but 4 is a little, I feel like we could have used a couple more in between. But for my skin tone, it did work. It did blend. It was creamy. If you want a cool toned contour and one of the 4 shades works for you, then not a bad product. But hopefully maybe a few more shades are coming because there's like, seems to be a big difference between the lighter 2 and the darker 2, and then there's like nothing kind of in between. So up next we have new Rare Beauty blushes. So these are the new matte bouncy blushes from Rare Beauty. These come in 7 different shades. Really, really cute. Like I like the packaging on these. I think they're adorable. This shade really spoke to me. This is in the shade Alive. And it's like a bright sort of corally shade, which I thought was beautiful. Now, I haven't tried these yet, but they kind of look, oh, okay. So yeah, they look like a powder. Okay, pigment. I should have known with Rare Beauty, like shouldn't be surprised. We all know their other liquid blushes are so pigmented, but it looks like a powder. However, definitely a creamy consistency, but they are supposed to have a matte finish. They're supposed to be cream to powder formula. So let's test it out. They did come out with these brushes to use with the product. So I'm gonna use this and see. I'm just gonna kind of coat my brush and then tap because we obviously could tell that they were very pigmented. Yeah, see, like even that is too much. Hang on. Buffed off the excess a little bit and now applying. Ooh, these are actually quite pretty, but oh my gosh, the pigment. It's like, honestly, sometimes I wish products were a little bit less pigmented because it's like, how little can I really pick up on my brush? But this color is so pretty. Because I was unsure about whether this was gonna be more creamy or more powder, I'm doing it after I did my concealer, but a really good hack too is to do your cream blush first and then your concealer after, and it definitely helps to kind of neutralize the brightness of like the blush that you're using. However, this is gonna go in with like my beauty sponge that I blended the concealer out with and just kind of morph it together with the under eye and give it a little bit more of like a seamless look since we do have a lot of pigment, but this is really pretty. And they do have that matte finish. Like, how pretty is that finish? I really, really like this. Very beautiful, and I feel like this color for summer is going to be like my go-to. I really, really like that. Gave such a pretty flush, and I feel like once I like morphed it with my concealer, it is just right. I love that. Okay, we have a new highlight that I want to try. So this is from CoverGirl. This is giving very much like the new L'Oreal Lumi highlighter sticks, which I love those, but CoverGirl came out kind of with their own version. This is the True Blend Skin Enhancer Pearl Highlighter Balm. They came out with the True Blend blushes too, which I really liked. So I'm excited to try the highlight. I'm just gonna literally like draw it on and see how it works like that. Ooh, very, very pretty. Gonna just like tap it in with my finger. I'm gonna apply with my finger too. Ooh, so pretty. Oh my gosh, okay, this one is in shade Rose Beam. This is beautiful for a glow. Ooh, the drugstore girlies though, with the glow that they have been giving, because the new L'Oreal ones, I have that right here. These little Lumi Le Glace sticks, also stunning too. I don't know which one I like better because they both like work so well and just give the prettiest glow, but it's like not emphasizing texture. It's not like glittery. I feel like because it's not a powder, which I used to really not like highlighters like this, but honestly, it just looks so pretty and glowy. Drugstore girlies know what's up this year, apparently. Woo! Okay, I feel like I need to set my face with like a little bit of powder because we're definitely glowing like crazy, and I am gonna try a new powder bronzer, so I want to have a little powder down. I'm gonna set the under eyes with some powder, and then I'll do a little bit of the T-zone too. Okay, the new powder that I want to try, this is from Polite Society, and this is their Cabana Club Blurring Bronzer, and this is in the shade French Riviera, which looks like it should work for me. I've heard a lot of people rave about this too, so I'm gonna go in and just bronze up the skin with this, because before we just did obviously that contour. We're gonna look a little sun-kissed. Ooh, this is pretty. And actually kind of has like a little bit of like almost a glowy finish to it. Like I feel like it's giving me a little bit of a glow, which I didn't really expect. It doesn't look super glowy, but it's not like glittery glowy. Like it's just really pretty. Okay, I can see why people like this. Is this powder? Okay, yeah. Oh, it's like a really, really fine like milled powder. And you can even see on my finger, my camera will focus on it, like how blurring that looks, like literally just on my finger. These are really cool. They have like an interesting sort of consistency again. They're not like super powdery whatsoever at all. Okay, wait, now I used too much of it. That's what happens when I get excited, then I go overboard, but these are really pretty. Wow, we're getting some good products today. You never know when you do these full face videos, like how all these products are gonna work together, but like the skin is skinning. This is really pretty. I like this a lot. We'll absolutely be using this summer. And I mean, now too. Okay, up next we have to try the new Makeup by Mario mascara. So this is his Master Mascara, and the shade is Super Black. Now, if y'all know me and you follow my content, you know that I am ride or die for drugstore mascaras. However, Makeup by Mario is one of my personal favorite high-end brands. A lot of his products I love, so I was very interested to try this mascara, and it is looking quite good. I mean, I'm not surprised. Mario creates really good products. Like his makeup products are top notch in my opinion, and this mascara looks really nice. A little bit of a thicker formula, which is what I like personally. Not like super runny, so I feel like it gives volume to my lashes, but not too much. Because I definitely like length and lift with some volume, but I don't want my lashes to just all clump together, and I feel like that's what this is giving. It's definitely giving length and lift, and then a bit of volume. If you like super voluminous lashes, maybe wouldn't be for you, but I mean, I feel like that looks really nice. Can you get really great mascaras at the drugstore that are cheaper? Absolutely. But if you want to try this, definitely is a nice mascara. I'm gonna put it on my lower lashes too. Okay guys, I'm laughing right now because I literally like finished doing the mascara and I'm like, okay, like looks really nice on my lashes, and I'm looking at my face and I'm like, what is wrong with my face? Like, what did I not do? Never filled in my brows, so just filled in my brows. Totally forgot that step. I didn't have anything new, so I just filled them in real quick. But the mascara I really, really like. Looks really pretty on the lashes, like very, very nice. So we'll certainly keep using that. I have another new Makeup by Mario product that I wanted to try as well. This one isn't as new, but I haven't tried it yet. This is the Super Shine Lip Gloss. I have the shade Rose Water. So I'm gonna line my lips with a little liner, just because I always like to have a border before applying So that looks pretty good. This is actually one of my new favorite lip liners. It is pricey. Like, you can get great lip liners at the drugstore. However, I do really like this. This is Makeup by Mario Makeup Forever Wherever Walnut. Really beautiful color. I've been using it a lot. Just to give a nice little border, now let's go in with the lip gloss. I'm just gonna apply it on bare lips, no lipstick, aside from obviously the lip liner. Ooh, oh, smells good. It's like vanilla-y. Love that. Very glossy and has such a pretty finish to it. Not like a ton of color, obviously, but the glossy shine, I love that. And does not feel sticky, like, at all. So that is really, really pretty. Another winner for Makeup by Mario. I'm literally putting that right where I have like my everyday lippies, because this is definitely a color that I will use a lot. Okay. We have 2 setting sprays to finish everything off. This one I have been using and it's so good, but it also like went viral. This is the Sun Glaze Sheer Setting Mist from Kopari. So you wanna like shake this up, and it's actually like a sunscreen. So it's SPF 50, but gives the most beautiful glow to your skin. You could have like a fully matte look and use this and have like a crazy glow. However, I feel like people get confused because it is called a setting mist, but this isn't gonna necessarily make your makeup last any longer, where this is new from Huda Beauty. I have not tried this yet. This is her Easy Bake Setting Spray. This one will help to make your makeup last longer throughout the day, and then this one is gonna give you SPF sun protection and a lot of glow. So I like to use a regular setting spray first to kind of lock the makeup in place, and then I go in with this as a final step to add protection and glow to my skin. So let's try the Huda Beauty first. So it says shake well. This is a pretty heavy like setting spray. It's like, I think the packaging is just like hefty, which is, I mean, it feels like luxurious, and then you just like move the cap like this, all right? Oh my gosh, okay. Super light mist, no real scent to it, because if you guys remember like a while back, I feel like it was when Huda Beauty first like was launching products, they had a setting spray that was super heavily scented. This one, complete opposite of that. Super light mist, felt like literally nothing going on my skin. I feel like that actually gave me a little bit of a glow too to my skin, but very, very light. Which is how I like my setting sprays. I don't want it to feel like water gun to the face. This one does not feel like that at all, and doesn't have a scent to it, at least nothing that I could, you know, smell. So not heavy whatsoever at all, like the other setting spray that they had in the past. So that was very, very nice. And then now that I have that down to like actually lock in the makeup, then would be time to go in with the Kopari, which again, this isn't a first impression. I've been using this since I got it. Ooh. One thing I'll say though, keep your mouth shut when you're applying this, because it is a sunscreen. So you're gonna get a mouthful of sunscreen. And then also once you apply it on, I would keep your eyes closed for like 15 seconds after and just kind of like let it dry, because it can sting the eyes a little if you open your eyes immediately after, again, because it's an SPF, but like now it was completely fine. That wasn't even 15 seconds. That was like maybe 5 or 10. But like the glow that this gives is absolutely beautiful. And then plus obviously that SPF protection. So I feel like for the summer, this is going to be like a must-have go too. And what's nice about this too, I always use SPF as part of my morning skincare routine, but then if I do a full face of makeup, I'm not gonna apply SPF over top of that full face of makeup again if I'm like outside or at the pool or something where it needs to constantly be reapplied. So this is perfect for that, because you can literally just spray this over your makeup. It's not going to change your makeup or mess with your makeup in any way, aside from definitely gonna give you a glow. So if you like really matte skin and you don't like glow, you're not gonna like this, I don't get it. But if you like a glow, it is absolutely beautiful. And I've been loving this. But yeah, that is everything, you guys. I hope that you enjoyed today's video. I will link everything down below in the description box, so check there if you guys wanna shop any of these products. Let me know your thoughts. Are you guys gonna pick any of these up? Are there any new products that you've had your eye on that you would love for me to do a review on? Let me know. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you very soon in my next video. Bye.